You are listening to Bhagavad Gita for All, a practical guide for everyday life. A lecture series by Nala Narula. Chapter 9, Most Confidential King of Knowledge.
Last time we had completed text 15 of chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita. And we take up the continuity from there. This is the chapter on the most confidential and royal knowledge, which leads to liberation, which leads to happiness and joy, and ultimately freedom from birth, death, old age and disease. And we get to go to the spiritual zones and to be with Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Adi Purusham, and live in a spiritual consciousness as we are meant to live, in a place where there is no lamentation, there is no misery, and get freedom from this dukhalaya that has been referred as this material world is a dukhalaya. We get freedom from that. So the continuity was that Lord Krishna is explaining to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra that if you take text 14, Satatam kirtanayanto mam yatantascha dridvrita namasyantascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate, that the great souls always satatam kirtayanta, always chanting my name, and yatanta cha, fully endeavoring, dridvrita, with determination, namasyanta cha, offering their obeisances, offering their pranams, mam, unto me, to Krishna, bhaktya, in devotional service, nitya yukta, perpetually engaged, always constantly engaged in upasate, upasana, worship. So this is what the devotees do, the great souls, the ones who are engaging with determination in Krishna's service. Mahatmana, Krishna is mentioned in the previous Shloka in 14, that these are all great souls. And they worship me with devotion. They are engaged single-mindedly, anayanta, without any other purpose, without any deviation anywhere else. And text 15 was Jnana yagyena chapi anya yajanto mam upasate ekatvena prithaktvena bahudha vishvato mukham. So people are engaged in different ways. Can you just switch off? So people are engaged in different ways by cultivation of knowledge, by worshipping either the diverse aspect of the divine, the one in many, in the universal form, or as the Supreme Lord, one without a second, without an equal. And there are those who are engaged in the cultivation of knowledge. So then we come to text 16 today of chapter 9 of the Bhagavad Gita. Aham kratur aham yajna swadhaham aham aushadham mantro aham evajyam aham agnir aham hutam. Aham kratu, I am the ritual, I am the sacrifice, yajna, swadha, the offering, the oblation, and aham aushadam, I am the healing herb. Mantra, I am the mantra. Mantra aham. Aham eva ajyam, I am certainly the clarified butter that, or the ghee that is offered in the fire of sacrifice. Aham agni, I am the fire that takes that. And aham hutam, I am the offering itself. So I am all these things. And it has been mentioned many times that the fire of the yajna sthal is the tongue of Vishnu, is through which Krishna or Vishnu eats and carries the benefit up to the divine. So you offer to the fire as the tongue of Vishnu accepts it, and then he gives his blessings and purifications. He purifies people. The whole point of the yajna, fire, is that you make the offering to the fire and it is conveyed. So what is conveyed? The karmic reactions are conveyed, basically. Because through those vehicles of offering, you are conveying your respect, you are conveying your devotion, you are conveying that you are acknowledging and accepting the divine and making an offering to him. Now, he is not going to take those things because they are actually the material form of those things are carrying the subtle form of your offering, which is your karmic consequences. So the fire sacrifice is meant to liberate you from certain karmic consequences. So there is the whole Karam Kand section as given in the Vedas and as is practiced as part of the Karam Kand section of Vedic society. And then there is, so Krishna is talking about those things. And earlier than that, he has said that you need not get into this demigod worship, but if you are worshipping, making offerings to me, there is a process. And in that process, the demigods are invoked, they are invited, they are respected, and so on and so forth. And actually, I am the one who is the offering, I am the fire, I am the ritual, I am the oblation, I am the healing herbs that are offered into the fire. I am the transcendental chanting, the mantras that are being chanted. I am the ghee, the butter, I am the offering, I am everything, basically. Then we have text 17. Pitaham asya jagato mata dhata pitamaha vedyam pavitram onkar rik sam yajurevacha. I am the father of the universe. Pita, father, jagat of the universe, asya of this universe. Mata, I am the mother. I am the dhata, I am the supporter, I am the nourisher. I am the pitamaha, I am the grandfather, I am the original. Vedyam, Vedya means knowledge, that which is to be known. Pavitram, that which purifies. Onkar, the Om sound. Rik, Sam, Yajur, Evacha. So I am also the Rig Ved, the Sam Ved, and the Yajur Ved. Now the Rig Ved, Samved and Yajur Ved, they are all connecting to various aspects of glorification of the divine. So the Rig Ved is listing mantras of all the divine entities and the demigods, and the Samved is the the songs and the hymns and so on, and then there is the Yajur Ved, which is the technical ways of doing sacrifice and so on. And if we look at from the Lord Madhvacharya's commentary on this particular shlok, he is Madhvacharya's in the Vaishnava Sampradaya, in the Brahma Vaishnava Sampradaya, he's in the spiritual lineage as a spiritual master. So he is saying that since Lord Krishna's forms are all the same in essence, he is the Samved due to the fact that he is the ultimate goal of all offerings from all beings. He is Yajur also. Okay, let me read this to you. Because the Supreme Lord Krishna is always propitiated by all his creation, he is the Rig Ved. Because those are the hymns, the mantras that are given to listing all the demigods and Vishnu and so on. And since all his forms are the same in essence, he is Samved. And due to the fact that he is the ultimate goal of all offerings from all beings, he is the Yajur Ved. Now the Atharva Ved is an extraction from all the Vedas, particularly the Rig Ved. So that is also the cultural historical record, you can say, of how the people lived in those times. It is also a record of various mantras and various technical methodologies that are given, also about medicine and psychosomatic diseases and so on and so forth. So here Lord Madhvacharya is speaking that he is also the first and final, Lord Krishna is the first and final recipient of all yagyas, and he is the activator of creation. He is the ritual, the kratau also. And because he is not supported by anything, by except other than himself, he is the swadha offerings to the ancestors. He is always meditated upon through his mantras, and he is the shelter of everyone. Completely independent and different from all those things simultaneously. But in essence, he is that. He is also referred to as the Onkar, is the same, his personal sound vibration. So giving so many reasons, giving so many explanations that he is the imperishable seed of Yayam Bijam, and he is the root cause of everything, because he is the original being through which everything comes. So that is text 17, that the entire cosmic manifestation is coming from him, and essentially he is all those things. So all living beings are also part and parcel of Krishna, but he is not them. So he has a personal element in everything that is happening in the universe, and that is Krishna. The diverse variety in so many, and yet he is aloof from all of these. Text 18. Gatir bharta prabhu sakshi nivasa sharanam suhrit prabhava pralaya sthanam nidhanam bijam avyayam. Gati bharta prabhu sakshi nivasa sharanam suhrit prabhava pralaya sthanam nidhanam bijam avyayam. I am the goal, I am the sustainer, I am the master, the Lord, I am the witness, the Sakshi is the witness, I am the abode, the staying place, the Nivasa, I am the Sharanam, I am the refuge, I am the most intimate friend, the Sukhrit, I am the creation, Prabhava, I am the Pralaya, I am the dissolution, the destruction of the universe, I am the ground, the Sthanam, I am the Nidhanam, I am the place of resting, that means I am also death. I am Bijam Avyayam. I am the imperishable seed. I am the imperishable seed, the eternal seed. Gati Bharta Prabhu. I am the sustainer of, Gati means the goal, the objective. I am the goal, the sustainer, and so on. Basically, reaffirming that he is the basis of everything. He is the beginning and the end of everything. He is the supreme living entity and the cause of all causes, the original cause of everything. Text 19. Tapami aham aham varsham nigranami utsrajami cha amritam chaiva mrityuscha sadasachaham Arjuna. Tapami aham aham varsham. I am the heat, I am the rain. I withhold and I give. I retain and I give. I am amritam, I am immortality personified. Cha eva, I am also death, mrityu. Cha eva mrityu. Cha also sat asat, being and non-being. All of these things are in me. I am all of these. While the demigods may be executive administrators of the entire universe in terms of running it, The maintainer is Krishna. Everything is being maintained under his direction. And the rain god, for example, Indra, the one who occupies the position of Indra, the head of the demigods, is dispensing and withholding rain and water according to Krishna's direction. Everything is under his direction. He is the director of the universe, and under him all these people are working. Then we have text 20. Traividya mam somapah puta papa yagyer ishtva svargatim prarthayante te punyam asadya surendra lokam ashnanti divyan divi deva bhogan. Traividya, the knowers of the three Vedas, mam somapah, those who are drinkers of the soma juice, puta papa, those who seek to be purified, yajna, through sacrifices, after worshipping, ishtva svargatim, they go to the heavenly place, prarthayante, by praying, and they get virtue, punyam, they have pious activities, and then they asadya, enjoy surendra lokam, in the world of Indra, that is Indralok, that is the heavenly planets. Ashnanti divyan divi deva bhogan, they enjoy the godly delights, the heavenly delights in the planet of Indra, where they take birth, and they are going to such a place. And then what happens in 21, text 21, Krishna goes on to explain what happens to them when they go there, they enjoy. Then, te tem bhuktva swarga lokam vishalam kshine punya matya lokam vishanti evam trayi dharmam anuprapanna gata gatam kam kam labhanti. Te tam bhuktva swarga lokam vishalam, when they enjoy great heavenly sense pleasures at Swargalok, then kshine, after that is exhausted, after their karma is exhausted. What is exhausted? Their karma. To enjoy that, their punya, the merits that they have gained, the credit, the brownie points, the good karma credits to go and enjoy. Then kshina punya, when that is exhausted, when that's finished, Martya lokam vishanti, they fall down again to this mortal place of mortality, mritya lok. Evam trayi dharmam anuprapanna gata gatam kam kamah labante. And therefore, through these Vedic principles, they obtain these kind of enjoyments which are limited, impermanent, and flickering. They come and they go. There is no permanence. These are impermanent pleasures and joys, and ultimately they have to come back to the Mrityulok, to the planet of the birth, death, old age, and disease. So this is only temporary happiness. Gata agatam, death and birth, they have to come back to. So by doing these Karamkand section, all these worships, the pious activities, you collect all these credits, you go to the heavenly zones, and once your credit runs out, you're back here again. So this is a credit card business. It is actually a debit card business. There's no future credit. You racked up some credit points in your bank account of karma, and when your debit card is over, by utilizing it in the heavenly planets, and then your history, and you're coming back again. But what's the other side of the story? Text 22. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahami aham. Ananya, without deviation, without losing their focus, chintayanta, concentrating mam unto me, ye jana, those people who have no other focus except concentrating on me, pariyupasate, they worship me properly as they are supposed to, Tesham nitya abhiyuktanam, they're always fixed in devotion. Yogakshemam vahami aham, I carry to them what they lack. I carry everything that they need. Yogakshemam, by this linking in a divine sense of, in a divine quality of what they receive, I carry to them. What does that mean? Krishna does not carry karma, binding consequence karma. So, if a person is engaged one-pointedly, single-mindedly, concentrating on Krishna, worshipping him properly, and with always fixed nitya abhiyuktanam, joint linked in devotional service, and through that devotional service aspect and all that they are doing, yogakshemam vahami aham, I am the vehicle, which means that he purifies all that you have. Your opulence, your wealth, your name, fame, everything is purified of what? It is purified of binding consequence karma. You have no more binding consequence karma. Therefore, when you utilize the healing energies, the karmic consequence dissolving, neutralizing energies of Reiki and the KQ force to do every single thing in your life, you are indirectly doing exactly what Krishna is asking you to do. You are one-pointedly approaching his energies and you are channeling those, and you are channeling that consciousness to everything that you do. The higher knowledge now you have is what is the source of Reiki and the KQ force, and that is Krishna himself. When you are working like that with devotion, meditating on Krishna's transcendental form is the best way, because the formless energy is one aspect of it, that is the one arm at a very great distance away from Krishna. The highest sense of being a healer is that you combine these two aspects together in terms of your understanding. That you are working with the impersonal or the distant energy of Krishna, which is the life force itself, the universal Brahmin energy. And like Brahmins are doing so many ritualistic procedures with the idea that this is an offering to Krishna, you must have the idea as healers that you are working with the same Brahminical energies, and all the offerings of what you do in your daily life, not just in a fire sacrifice, but every single thing that you do is an offering to Krishna. So when you have that in mind, you have achieved this aspect of the most confidential royal knowledge through which you become completely liberated from birth, death, old age, disease, and free from this dukhalaya, engaged in the direct service of Krishna. So this is direct service of Krishna also. So let us be very clear on that. And Bhaktivedanta Swami has gone one step further in his explanation of Yoga Kshemam Vahami Aham. He has also said that the exact translation is, Krishna says, I carry to them whatever are their requirements, and Bhaktivedanta Swami has expanded the meaning to say that I also preserve what they have. So how is that preserved? That is preserved when it is infinite, immortal. So that means no binding consequence karma again, because that which is karmic in terms of pious activity, it can become kshina, it can become finished, exhausted. So this is inexhaustible. So this is a very nice understanding that Prabhupada has given here, that basically how do I preserve what they have and I carry to them what they lack, means that this is eternal, because the spiritual is imperishable. So he has included that understanding here. So this is imperishable. So what you are doing through the healing methodology, through chanting Hare Krishna, through working, through everything that you do with this consciousness of Krishna, it is serious level, high level of Krishna consciousness, and whatever you have in terms of your requirements. Your requirements are preserved and detoxified directly through this. So this is how you are working with the energies of Reiki and the KQ force. So I think this is an excellent place to pause today. Text 22. We have covered from 16 to 22. And this is a very nice shlok to meditate on. Ananya chintayantah mama ye jana pari upasate tesham nitya abhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahami aham. Very, very inspiring, full of strength and power and confidence. Those who worship me with devotion, single-mindedly, one-pointedly, meditating on me, on my transcendental form, I carry to them whatever is their requirement, whatever they do not have, and I preserve what they have. So I carry to them what they do not have means, again, I carry to them eternal benefit. And at a lower level, whatever your material needs are, he carries to you. So everything that you get is directly given to you by Krishna. It is divine, it is spiritual. This is how the activities of a person who may appear to others as being an ordinary person living a life like so many people are, it is actually spiritualized. So the spiritualization of your activities takes place in this way. So this is text 22 of chapter 9, most confidential, royal, king of education, king of knowledge chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So if there are any questions, I will briefly and quickly take questions. Anyone has a question here? Okay, so then we will conclude text 22 of chapter 9. All right, thank you all. We will bid adieu to our internet community on the webinar. So we'll see you next week. Thank you for attending. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
You've been listening to Bhagavad Gita for All, a lecture series by Nala Narula. Chapter 9, Most Confidential King of Knowledge.